When you hear the phrase, "Seven Wonders of the World," your mind probably jumps to images of epic stone temples or massive statues carved into cliffs. But have you ever stopped to wonder, why these seven? What makes them so special? Are they really the greatest things humans ever built? Let's start with a wonder that's so big you can see it from space. Well, not exactly, but close. The Great Wall of China stretches over 21,000 kilometers across northern China. It wasn't built all at once. In fact, it's more like a patchwork of walls, started as early as the 7th century BC and built, torn down, and rebuilt by different dynasties. But the part that most people think of today? That's mainly from the Ming Dynasty, built around the 14th century. It was designed to stop Mongol invasions, though historians argue how effective it really was. But its size and ambition, unmatched. Now to the desert of Jordan, where a lost city was literally carved into rose-red cliffs. This is Petra, and if you've seen Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, you've already glimpsed its most famous face, the Al-Khazna, or the treasury. But Petra is way more than just a pretty facade. Founded by the Nabateans, an ancient Arab civilization, Petra was once a bustling trade hub, linking Arabia, Egypt, and the Mediterranean. What made Petra special wasn't just its location, it was its technology. They mastered water control in the middle of the desert, using channels, cisterns, and dams to survive. Petra's buildings weren't assembled, they were sculpted directly into the rock. Imagine chiseling entire palaces from solid stone without modern tools. That's genius! Eventually, earthquakes and shifting trade routes buried Petra in sand, but in 1812, it was rediscovered by a Swiss explorer, and the world hasn't stopped admiring it since. Hidden high in the Andes Mountains, nearly 8,000 feet above sea level, lies one of the most mysterious wonders of the world, Machu Picchu. Built by the Inca civilization in the 15th century, this ancient city was never found by Spanish conquerors, and that's likely what saved it. It remained a secret until 1911, when American explorer Hiram Bingham stumbled upon it. The Incas used a technique called ashlar masonry, stones cut so precisely they fit together without mortar. And it's earthquake-resistant. In a place prone to tremors, that's no small feat. What was its purpose? A royal estate? A religious site? A retreat for the emperor? No one knows for sure, and that mystery is part of what makes it so captivating. Next, we have the Yucatan Peninsula in Mexico, where an ancient Maya city holds secrets written in stone. At the heart of Chichen Itza stands El Castillo, the Temple of Kukulkan, a pyramid with perfect symmetry and mind-blowing astronomical precision. Each of its 4 staircases has 91 steps. Add the platform on top, and you get 365, one for every day of the year. But the real magic happens during the spring and autumn equinox. As the sun sets, the shadows form a serpent that appears to slither down the steps. That's 1,000-year-old science. Or sorcery, depending on how you look at it. Chichen Itza wasn't just a ceremonial city. It had ball courts, temples, even an ancient observatory. The Maya were brilliant mathematicians and astronomers, way ahead of their time. This city proves it. The Colosseum, Italy, Rome, the Eternal City, and in its heart, a monument that once echoed with roars of crowds and the clash of steel. The Colosseum, built in 80 AD, was the largest amphitheater ever constructed. It could hold over 50,000 people, and it had a retractable awning system, underground chambers, trapdoors, basically ancient special effects. Gladiators fought here. Wild animals from Africa were brought in for brutal shows. Even mock sea battles were staged by flooding the arena. But here's something deeper. The Colosseum is a reminder of how civilizations entertain, control, and influence. The Romans used it not just for fun, but for propaganda. Bread and circuses keep the people fed and entertained, and they won't rebel. And despite earthquakes, looting, and pollution, the Colosseum still stands, a scarred but proud survivor. High above Rio de Janeiro, arms outstretched, stands one of the most iconic statues on Earth, Christ the Redeemer. At 98 feet tall, it's not the biggest statue in the world, but its position atop Mount Corcovado makes it unforgettable. Completed in 1931, it was designed by Brazilian engineer Heitor da Silva Costa and sculpted by French artist Paul Landowski. The statue was built using reinforced concrete and covered in millions of soapstone tiles. Fun fact, many of those tiles were signed by local workers and engineers, and despite being struck by lightning several times, seriously, once even breaking part of a finger, it still stands tall, almost like it's shrugging off the elements. Finally, Agra, India, where love was carved into marble. The Taj Mahal was commissioned in 1632 by Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan as a tomb for his beloved wife, Mumtaz Mahal, who died during childbirth. It took over 20 years and 20,000 workers to complete. What makes it magical isn't just the story, it's the symmetry, the white marble that glows pink at sunrise and gold at sunset, the intricate calligraphy, inlaid gemstones, and the way the entire complex is designed to reflect harmony and balance. It's one of the most visited places in the world, and also one of the most photographed. But no photo does justice to standing before it. Its beauty, history, emotion, all frozen in stone.